Great morning, great morning, great morning. Come on in, you guys. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. And it's Mother's Day. Y'all come on in, come on in, come on in. I knew that was getting ready to happen, but baby, God always got a plan. Y'all hold on, let me plug up. I gotta plug up my iPad. My iPad just died on me. Hey, you guys, let me know who's here and where you're tuning in from. Who's here and where are you tuning in from? It is an amazing day that God has made. And listen, y'all, we're just getting started. It's just getting started good. And God has so many things in store for us. So let us know who's here, where you're tuning in from, so that we can acknowledge you. God is getting ready to do something. Hey, Andrea, what's up, New Jersey? Hey, Ebony. Hey, Sissy. How are you? So good to see you. Listen, to all of the mothers that watch the broadcast that are here live or on replay, I want to take a moment and say, Happy Mother's Day. Thank you for choosing life, choosing to give life, choosing to raise life, and thank you for not giving up on your children. Thank you for accepting the assignment, because it is a noble assignment, but it is also often a very draining and trying assignment, that assignment of motherhood. And thank you. Thank you for continuing to live so that you can know you. Okay, listen, I'm so excited. Happy Mother's Day, ladies. All right, are y'all ready to get into this word? Because let me tell y'all something. This is by no means a traditional Mother's Day message. Now, when I start this, y'all might say, well, Dr. B, what does that have to do with mothers? It has everything to do with mothers, particularly in this season of our lives. And so we're going to go to 1 Kings chapter 19, 1 Kings chapter 19, and we're going to talk about the prophet Elijah. Y'all listen, this word blessed me, and God really put it in my spirit to talk about this today with all of the things that are going on. We know that May is Mental Health Awareness Month, right? And who needs mental health awareness more than mothers? Okay, because them kids be trying your nerves, your grandkids try your nerves, then your husbands, your boyfriends, your significant others, you got all of these people trying your nerves, and you need to know something. I came to tell all the mothers and all of those listening that it's time to come out. It's time to come out. So Stacey, if you would pull it up, we're going to 1 Kings chapter 19. 1 Kings chapter 19. Now, Stacey, listen, I'm not even going to lie to you now. Listen, I can't see. I can't see. Now, it has nothing to do with you, Stacey, and everything to do with me, but just know that I cannot see. Hold on, let me do this. Let me just pull up another window and look at it that way. So that way I can see. All right. God is so good, y'all. All right. Hold on. I'm going to pull it up and we're going to get started. We're going to be reading from the New Living Translation. So make sure that you are in the NL to the T, the New Living Translation. And we're going to be in 1 Kings chapter 19, starting with verse 1. We're going to start at the beginning and work our way through. So I want to just kind of set the stage for you guys. Y'all know that I'm kind of a narrative preacher. I like to tell the story, right? And so in this story, what has transpired is Elijah has just battled all of the prophets of Jezebel. Listen, he said, line them up, bring your best shot. He said, hit me with your best shot. Listen, and then after they were supposed to call down fire from their gods, and it did not happen, Elijah put a little flex on them. Y'all know what he did? He said, not only am I going to light the fire, call down fire from heaven, from the one and only God, but hold on. Dig a moat around it. Just dig a tunnel around all the wood. Just dig a hole around it. Now listen, this is what I want you to do. Fill it up with water. Fill it up with water. I want you to fill the little tunnel around the wood with water. Matter of fact, let me take it a little flex further. Wet all the wood up. Make the wood wet, because listen, the God that I serve is able to cause a fire to come on wood that is wet. Come on now. Come on. So listen, here we go. He did all of that and he called on God. He called down fire. God sent the fire, caught the wood on fire, burned all the water up around it. And Elijah said, ain't no God like the one I got. Listen, he was like, God did it. And then listen, after all of that, after that great victorious moment, he found himself depressed. I want to talk about depression today. It ain't new. It's not new. We think that it's new, but it's not new. Depression is not a new thing. It existed in the times of Elijah. And if you look through the Bible and you look at the stories of different people in the Bible, you will be able to recognize times when they were going through periods of depression. And it's not just it's just to get out of your feelings things. It's not just to get out of your feelings thing. There are times when there are literally biological, physiological, chemical reasons for your body to respond the way it responds. So I'm getting ready to talk to all of that, and I'm going to use the prophet Elijah as my example, okay? So in the book of Kings, 1 Kings, chapter 19, 1 Kings chapter 19. Hold on, let me get later NLT. Okay. All right. So mind you, what Elijah did with Ahab and Jezebel, listen, God sent him to go do that. God sent him. Has God ever sent you to do something and after you did it and it was successful, you still found yourself in a place where you're like, I don't know. Well, let's look at Elijah and see what it says. It says, when Ahab got home, he told Jezebel everything Elijah had done. Because Jezebel, look, Elijah put the flex on, right? Including the way he had killed all the prophets of Baal. So Jezebel sent this message to Elijah. May the God strike me and even kill me if by this time tomorrow I have not killed you just as you killed them. Now listen, Elijah had created this incredible flex for God, right? He not only called fire down from heaven, burnt up the wood, dried up the water, but he also killed all of the prophets of Baal, all of them dead. And now here comes Jezebel speaking a curse over him. Oh, she didn't cuss him out. She cursed him, right? She made a threat against his life and his very existence. The same prophet who had just so boldly called down fire from heaven now found himself shaking in his boots. What was it about the words that Jezebel spoke that caused him to feel fear? Could it have been that he knew that Jezebel practiced witchcraft and these dark arts and all of this? Could it have been that her words tapped into something in him that already was kind of afraid? But in the moment, listen, after you've been bold, sometimes somebody can say something to you and it hits you a little different because it's a vulnerable moment. Remember, after your greatest exploits, you always tend to be your most vulnerable, right? Because you just did something amazing, something great, but somehow there's this element of vulnerability that exists within us after a great accomplishment that says, did we really do that? Was that really God? Was it really effective? Am I really able? Am I capable? Am I that one? Now, we may not want to acknowledge it, we may not want to admit it, but I believe that Elijah, in that moment of vulnerability, found himself afraid as Jezebel sent this message saying, "Oh, I'm about to take you out. I'm about to kill you." Okay? Like you killed them, or you thought that was something. That's nothing compared to what I'm getting ready to do to you. It says Elijah was afraid. You talking about the prophet Elijah? The one who had just killed all the prophets of Baal, the one who had just called down fire from heaven. You mean to tell me after all of that, he was afraid? Listen, you all understand this, and I want you to hear me clearly. Everyone at some point feels fear. Fear is not abnormal, okay? Fear is our brain and our body's way of seeking to protect us, all right? So the fact that Elijah felt fear, that was not the problem, okay? Because you can feel it, okay? And it says Elijah was afraid and fled for his life. The same one who had stood there in the face of all of the prophets of Baal, the same one who had the hole dug, the moat dug around the wood, the same one that told him wet the wood up, put water in the moat, like the same one who had all that boldness, now was experiencing a moment of fear that caused him to flee, run, get away for his life. He went to Beersheba, a town in Judah, and he left his servant there. Then he went alone into the wilderness. I'm trying to get this right. Then he went alone into the wilderness, traveling all day. He sat down under a solitary broom tree and prayed that he might die. All that he just did, and now he just wants to die. I've had enough, Lord, he said. Take my life, for I'm no better than my ancestors who have already died. He was in a place of despair. He was tired. Even after this great exploit for the Lord, he was like, I've had enough. I'm tired. These people keep coming for me. Listen, I didn't ask them to mess with me. You sent me to them. You told me to go tell Ahab what you told me to tell him. And then you told me to stand up before all of the false prophets, the prophets of Baal. You told me, God, you told me to do that, and I did it. And I did it, God, and I did what you said, and you sent the fire, and the wood burnt up, and it consumed all the water, and then here she come messing with me. Why is she messing with me? Why is she threatening my life? I did what you said, and now it's caused me to have a hit taken out on me. I had enough. I've had enough. I've done what you told me to do. Every time you tell me to do something, I try to do it. If I don't do it, you know, you always gonna check me. But listen, there's a lot that you asking of me. Why is it that I keep doing this stuff and I just keep getting hit? People want to come for me. Why you mad at me? Why you acting funny with me? Then he lay down and slept under the broom tree. But as he was sleeping, an angel touched him and told him, get up and eat. He looked around, and there beside his head was some bread baked on hot stones and a jar of water. Now, wait a minute. Now, y'all listen to me. Elijah was in a place where he was afraid. He done ran for his life. He done hid under the broom tree. Now, I don't know how he was hiding under the broom tree. Like, the broom tree couldn't hide you for real. But he was hiding under the broom tree. He done told God, listen, God, I've had enough. I just want to die. Take me now. I'm not any better than any of my ancestors who've gone before me. Here I am, God. I'm weak. I'm up in here, and I'm depressed. And Jezebel done threatened me, and I done ran off and hid. And I just want to lay down and die. So he went to sleep. Went to sleep, hoping and praying that he would be dead and not wake up. But while he was asleep, an angel of the Lord, a messenger of the Most High, touched his shoulder and said, get up and eat. Now listen, he's under the broom tree, y'all. There are no kitchens there. There are no ovens. But when he looked, there was bread, some baked bread on hot stones. Now, who started the fire? Because he didn't start no fire, right? And a jar of water. So he ate and drank, and he lay down again. God always provided. Then the angel of the Lord came again and touched him and said, get up and eat some more, or the journey ahead will be too much for you. Now, so listen, clearly it's not over. God ain't letting him off the hook. So he got up and he ate and drank, and the food gave him enough strength to travel 40 days and 40 nights to Mount Sinai. Okay. Now he just wanted to lay down and die. The angel of the Lord came, told him, get up and eat. And he ate. Then they said, get up and eat again, because you're going to need your strength for this. Oh my God. I'm going to tell y'all something when I get through. Okay. You're going to need strength for your journey that's ahead. And he took a 40-day and 40-night journey. There's that number 40. Who else was on a 40-day, 40-night journey? Was that Jesus that fasted for 40 days and 40 nights? He was out in the wilderness by himself. Is Elijah giving us a foreshadowing of what will come with Jesus? Was Jesus able to do what he did because Elijah woke up, and when Satan said to Jesus, make some bread out of these stones, he remembered the story of Elijah and how Elijah had the bread. The bread was sent to strengthen him, but he knew that man didn't live on bread alone, right? But by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God. All of this is connected. The word of God is connected. This is not individual people's stories. There are connections. There are tie-ins. There is foreshadowing. There is flashbacks. All of this happens in the word of God. I need y'all to read it like you read a good book, honey, and look at the plot, because there is always a plot in the midst of the story. It said, so he got up and ate and drank, and the food gave him enough strength to travel 40 days and 40 nights to Mount Sinai, the mountain of God. Now listen, he's trying to get to the mountain of God because he needs something from God. There he came to a cave where he spent the night. But the Lord said to him, what are you doing here, Elijah? Elijah replied, I have zealously served the Lord God Almighty, but the people of Israel have broken their covenant with you, torn down your altars, and killed every one of your prophets. I am the only one left, and now they are trying to kill me too. Can anybody relate to that? You feel like you the only one out here, you the only one doing this, you the only one, and the people are trying to kill you too? He said, go out and stand before me on the mountain, the Lord told him. And as Elijah stood there, the Lord passed by, and a mighty windstorm hit the mountain. It was such a terrible blast that the rocks were torn loose, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, oh my God, there was a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, there was the sound of a gentle whisper. When Elijah heard it, he wrapped his face in his cloak and went out and stood at the entrance of the cave. And a voice said, what are you doing here, Elijah? He replied again, I have zealously served the Lord God Almighty, but the people of Israel have broken their covenant with you, torn down your altars, and killed every one of your prophets. I am the only one left, and now they're trying to kill me too. Then the Lord told him, go back the same way you came and travel to the wilderness of Damascus. When you arrive there, anoint Hazael to be king of Aram, then Jehu, grandson of Nimshi, to be king of Israel, and anoint Elisha, son of Shaphat, from the town of Abel Meholah, to replace you as my prophet. Anyone who escapes from Hazael will be killed by Jehu, and those who escape Jehu will be killed by Elisha. Yet I will preserve 7,000 others in Israel who have never bowed down to Baal or kissed him. So Elijah went and found Elisha, son of Shaphat, plowing a field. There were 12 teams of oxen in the field, and Elisha was plowing with the 12th team. Elijah went over to him and threw his cloak across his shoulder and then walked away. Elijah left the oxen standing there, ran after Elijah and said to him, "First, let me go and kiss my father and mother goodbye, and then I will go back with you. I will go with you." Elijah replied, "Go on back, but think about what I have done to you." So Elisha returned to his oxen and slaughtered them. He used the wood from the plow to build a fire to roast their flesh. He passed around the meat to the townspeople, and they all ate. Then he went with Elijah as his assistant. It's time to come out. It's time to come out. Now, let me tell you all, listen to me. This morning, God told me, I want you to preach this. I said, okay, God, well, what is it that you want me to pull out of it? He said, when you preach this, this is going to minister to you. I got some stuff to say to you, but I'm not going to say it to you. I'm going to let the word speak it to you. So as you read the word, you're going to get what I'm saying. Now, I want y'all to listen very carefully to me and very closely. Okay. I am Elijah. I am Elijah. I just had, God had used me mightily, just had been using me mightily, and something happened. And I said, God, why is this always happening to me? God, I did what you said do. I told the people what you said tell them. Why is this always happening to me? God, I'm out here doing what you say. I'm being faithful. I'm doing this, God. Well, why is this always happening to me? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of it. Why I always got to be the one to lift everybody else up? Why I always got to be the one to encourage everybody else? God, what about me? And I decided that I was going to take a trip, a 4-hour trip, and come see my girlfriend because I just needed to just get away. I just needed to get away. Listen to me, y'all. Listen. I just needed to get away. So I made my 4-hour trip, not 40 days and 40 nights, but 4 hours. Okay. I left home on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I've been here for 4 days, 4-hour trip, 4 days. Okay. Listen, are y'all listening? Because I need you to know how specific God is in ordering our steps. Now, I had no idea that I was going to preach this. I had no idea that the 4-hour trip meant anything, or the fact that I've been here for 4 days. Was supposed to be here until tomorrow, but I'm leaving today to go visit another friend. Okay. I see what God is doing. I get it. Listen, it's all been a setup. So check this out, because I want to go back. Remember when Elijah was in the cave and he came out after, God had asked him what he was doing there, and he told God all the stuff that he wanted to tell them. I promise I had a similar kind of conversation, right? And God said, go out and stand before me on the mountain. And as he stood there, a mighty windstorm hit the mountain. So check this out. Since I've been here, there was a tornado warning that came through, and there were high winds. And the other night, the winds were tearing things down. The power went out. I mean, the wind just was powerful. Whoosh. I said, wow. But God didn't speak in that. Yesterday, I took my girl to a Mother's Day brunch, and as we were on our way, there was a FedEx truck on the side of the road that was smoking. I'm talking about smoke was billowing. And I said, oh, that man need to move, because that's going to blow up. It's going to catch fire. Sure enough, one of the women came and had pictures of the destroyed front of the truck where the fire had taken place. But God didn't speak in that. Yesterday, I had posted a picture, and you know how on Facebook, when you're adding pictures, sometimes you can't see the whole picture. You just see it to a certain area. And I'm like, okay, I'm good. But it dropped a little further, and I said, oh, my bosom was exposed, the little crease and everything underneath. And the woman said some stuff that was like crazy to me, right? And I said, what? Because if I'd seen it, I would have cropped it. So I went back, I cropped the picture, but it sparked a whole creative thing on who am I? Let me introduce myself. Let me tell you who I am, because I can tell you better. I can show you, and I'm going to tell you, okay? But this morning, God began to speak to me, and he wasn't loud. He wasn't yelling. He was very quiet, and he began to say some things to me, and he began to talk to me about what was going on in my life. And I found myself in the midst of listening to him on Facebook, reading different people's posts. And so many people are battling with depression. So many people are struggling with depression. You can take it down, Stacy. So many people are dealing with this. And yet we want to tell people, just pray. Just pray. You think these people ain't prayed? These are people that know God. People who know God know that the first line of defense with anything that you encounter is prayer. So you think they didn't pray? But prayer alone doesn't always fix the problem. I was reading a post from an amazing praise and worship leader, amazing psalmist. This young man is so incredibly anointed. Go get his music, download it. AJ Wells, he has a new project that he released in April, right? And he was talking about releasing the project and, you know, how excited he was to finish the project and release the project. But then he got depressed. Let me tell you something. Depression is the enemy's way of trying to hold us down and keep us back, to keep us from going forward, to keep us from believing what God has said. He will always send something that is familiar, something that we've gone through before, to try to take us out and make us say, see, this is why I can't do this. This is why I'm not the one to do this. Well, this always happens to me. Why does this always happen to me? The enemy knows the things that get you, the things that touch you, the things that cause you to doubt you. And to doubt what God has said to you. He knows. And so he uses them. You know, my sister was saying to me, repeating some things that I had said throughout the week. And then this morning, Stacy was talking about, you know, how the enemy uses the same tactics. Like, yeah, you just said that the enemy uses the same strategies. He's not using anything new. I said that. Listen. You think he ain't trying to take you out, but he can't. So what he does is he tries to make you quit. Clearly, the prophets of Baal could not take Elijah out. Like, they tried. It was a ton of them. Like, they were like, oh, we're going to defeat him. We're going to cause fire to come down. And then we're going to kill him after we cause the fire to come down. It didn't work. But Jezebel spoke some words. This is why your words are important. Be careful what you say to people. Be careful what you say to people, and be careful what you allow to touch you that people say. Be careful of that, because what will happen is the enemy will then use it to mess with your mind, mess with your being, mess with your spirit, mess with your anointing, mess with your destiny, mess with your confidence in your ability to get to that place of destiny. I didn't think about the storm that came that caused things to fall. Branches fell, stuff was shaken up. I didn't think about the fact that I saw the FedEx truck that caught fire. And yet, those were not the things that spoke to me. What spoke to me and where God was in the small, still voice that spoke to me this morning as I was sleeping on the lounge chair. And he said, get up. Oh my God, he said, get up. He said, get up. And I was like, okay, God, I'm going to get up. And I laid there and I'm like talking to him. And then he said, get up. Do y'all hear what I'm telling you? God told me to get up 2 times. Twice he told me to get up. The second time I got up. Listen to me. And then he's going to tell me to preach this? Do you think that he's not in this, that he didn't have a plan to speak to me, but not just to me, but to all of you who hear this, to those of you who battle depression, that it takes everything in you sometimes to get up out of the bed. For those of you who feel like it's never going to happen for you. For those of you who feel like you just want to give up and die. For those of you who feel like people are always coming against you, attacking you, trying to destroy you. For those of you who are in the place where you're saying, God, why am I the only one? Why is it just me? Why they always messing with me? Why am I always the target? I'm over here minding my business, trying to be great on my own. And it seemed like some nigga every single time try to mess with me. Minding my business. I ain't bothering nobody. But here, they come. Why? Leave me alone. Leave me alone then. Listen. My sister told me today, she said, listen, God is getting ready to use all of this. God getting ready to use all this. You're going to preach a powerful word. Listen, God has been speaking to you. But I get tired too. I have feelings too. When you pour out and pour out and pour out and pour out, and it seems like somebody always at your neck. Why are you at my neck? I don't even know you in real life. Why are you at my neck? Why are you messing with me? Y'all, let me tell you something. The enemy don't mess with nobody that ain't got no power to have impact. If the enemy is coming at you, if he's using people to attack you, if he's sending situations to try to distract you, know this, that you got power. And he's scared of you. So what he's trying to do is get you to abort your destiny. I'm going to say this, and this may sound cruel, right? And I don't say this lightly. We're trying to legislate abortion of babies, but we got all these graveyards full of aborted purpose. Aborted purpose. We trying to legislate something that we can't really legislate because people are going to do what they're going to do. But meanwhile, we ain't dealing with all of the aborted purpose that is in the graveyard, the cemeteries. We're not dealing with the aborted purposes of the people who are alive and well, but can't produce. They keep giving up on God, giving up on their destiny, giving up on them, saying, I can't do it. It ain't me, God. I can't do it. Use somebody else. The devil is a lie. Let me tell you something. If you have ever dealt with depression, then you know what it's like to just want to lay in the bed, pull the covers over your head and not get up. I remember very vividly being in a place where I was so depressed in my marriage. Stuff was going on. Listen, I just had a baby. Back then, I didn't really pay attention to postpartum depression, but probably was suffering from some postpartum depression as well in the midst of everything else with the chemical imbalance. And I remember the day, it was a Christmas day, right? I remember that day deciding I'm just going to die. I'm tired. I'm over it. I'm done. And I remember taking a bottle of pills. Matter of fact, I took 2 bottles of pills. I took a bottle of Prozac and I took a bottle of Effexor. Both bottles were full. I took 2 full bottles of pill, chased it down with a beer, laid down to go to sleep to never wake up. I'm talking about I shampooed my hair, styled my hair, put my makeup on. I told the story before, y'all. Like, I didn't want the funeral home hairstyle. I didn't want the funeral home makeup. Like, they weren't going to have to drain the blood out of my body. Listen, I'm telling you, I know it sounds crazy, but I was in a crazy place. right? I laid down. I was cute. Okay. Let me tell you, I was cute, honey. I was cute for the deathbed. Okay. I was like, this is for the deathbed. Killing them, right? Killing them, right? And I laid down like this, and I closed my eyes. And the next morning, I woke up like this, eyes wide open, still in the dead funeral home casket pose. Face still beat, hair still done, but alive. And I said, God, I can't even die right. Who can't even die right? I can't live right and I can't die right. So what am I even doing here? This is why I'm trying to die. And you won't even let me die. Why you won't let me die? Just let me die. Let me die and come and be with you. Okay? Let me just be done with it. It's too much. It's too much. But God knew. And God had a plan for me and a plan for my life. And he has a plan for you and a plan for your life. And that plan is for him to be glorified. You see, if I had not gone through all that I went through, I wouldn't be able to understand when people struggle with depression. And I'm not going to tell you just go pray. I'm going to give you not only some prayer points, right? Because it's not just spiritual, it's also natural. And then I'm going to tell you, listen, you may want to try this and this. This helped me, right? And it doesn't have to be necessarily prescription medication. Although if you need prescription medication, get it, right? Because sometimes what you're going through is so great that you can't even think clearly. And what you don't want to happen is to be in a stage where you can't think clearly. And so you think, okay, I just want to die, and you actually act on it, okay? So you want to make sure. We got too many people out here dying. We got too many people who are committing suicide because the world has said that they're not good enough. They're not enough. Something is wrong with them. They're flawed. Like you haven't met certain expectations, even though you may have done all these other amazing and great things. It may be one thing in your life that's not hitting right, and you feel like I just want to die. Now, listen, I'm going to tell y'all, listen, if it were not for God, okay? Because listen, when it comes to work and to business, I'll be like, check, baby. Listen, when it comes to my relationship with my children, I'm like, check, baby. When it comes to my friendships, I'm like, check. What? I got some folks that are real ones, right? When it comes to my ability to inspire and motivate others, to coach others, to give others strategies, to preach the word of God, to prophesy, when it comes to all that stuff, I'm being like, yeah, about that life. When it comes to my ability to make people laugh, to make them feel good about themselves, to make them have hope, I'm like, yes. Now let's get to where it ain't a yes, where it's a why not, why it ain't happened yet, why I'm not there yet, what's going on, God? These darn relationships, God. Now listen, y'all, now I can get a man, get married, have a relationship, but my picker, everything has purpose, everything has been for purpose, but listen, I'm ready for the one. I'm ready for the one that I spend the rest of my life with. Like, it's the real thing. We're going all the way. That's what I want. That's what I want. And it seems as though, God, every time I think I got it, I be like, when, God, when? Why, God, why? Why me? Why now? Why this? Why, God? Why, God, why? But let me share this. Not from the other side, but from the side where you're going through it, right? Let me share this. The enemy's greatest tactic with me is to try to make me not believe and have hope. That's the area where I really want to have the greatest success, right? I want to be able to share all of this with somebody, like for life, like, oh, we for life, right? I want to be able to get matching tattoos that say for life, right? I want to be able, like, All of these things. I want to be able to do ministry together. I want to be able to do business together. Y'all listen, anybody that knows me knows what I want to do. Like I want to enjoy life, have fun, like impact lives, change the world, take over the world. Like I want to do all of that with someone, right? So the enemy attempts to make me not believe it's going to happen for me. The devil is a lie. Let me tell y'all something. I don't care how many times it don't work. This is what I know. There is one who is built for me. There is one who's built for my journey. And there is one who will make it all worth it. Y'all look, nothing is wasted. Nothing you go through is wasted. Everything has purpose. I'm so excited because I am probably at the most open that I've been in my entire life. Like normally, I got rocks on my heart. Like, listen, you don't get this because that's it, but I am in a place where God has just been like peeling the layers. The peeling don't feel good. And sometimes the peeling comes in our relationships with other people. So the relationship's not waste. It's a great peel, baby. Thank you, right? But we feel like it is, or we feel like it's never going to happen, or we feel like, well, maybe something is wrong with me. Maybe, I'm flawed. Maybe it's just me, right? And then God will say, listen, I needed to get you to a place that I could only get you to if it involves someone else. I needed you to begin to see some things in you that you've never seen before. I needed you to see that. I needed you to speak life into someone else because they needed it. I needed you to show up and be present and experience life because it's part of the journey. Now let's continue, shall we? And God is such the gentleman. He's such the gentleman that he never forces us to do anything. We serve a God who is so amazing. And he is so gentle and always, always, always gives us free will. Always gives us choice. He always does. He never makes us anything. Today I came to tell you, don't quit. Don't quit. You're one conversation, one meeting, one opportunity, one encounter away from destiny. Don't you quit. I don't care what it looks like. I know you in the cave. I know you think by you by yourself. You ain't by yourself. You're not the only one. Honey, listen, I just shared with you. You're not the only one. Get up. Get up and eat. Mothers, we spend our entire lives focusing on taking care of everybody else. We want to make sure everybody else is good. Our kids are good. Our husband's good. Our family's good. We want to make sure everybody else is good. It's the nurturer in us, right? That's what we do. We want to make sure everybody else is good. But get up and take care of you. Do something for you. Don't wait till Mother's Day for somebody to do something for you. You get up and do something for you. I knew I needed to take a trip. And I got up and said, I gotta get away. I love y'all, but I gotta get away. I just need some time. I need to be able to flow. I need to be able to just not do anything or to do something, right? Like I just need just to get out I need to be in a different environment. Sometimes you just need to be in a different environment, right? Let me tell y'all something. God has truly been God and showed all the way completely out on this trip. When I tell y'all that if y'all didn't see my live yesterday, when I was at the Mother's Day brunch and we were singing and dancing and stuff, baby, honey, I turned up. Y'all know I can't sing, but I'm always going to sing. Listen, I'm singing like I'm doing a whole concert, honey. I done took it back. I'm doing the old dances and stuff. Listen, do you hear me? Y'all know I used to do something on the dance floor, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. I had so much fun. And at the end, somebody had something to say on the book. And I said, what? But baby, you cannot allow anyone or anything to steal your joy. And even in that trip, God spoke. The high winds, the things being torn down before I left, the lights out, power outage. The next day, it was a fire. And this morning, it was the small, still voice. Listen, God has patterns too. Like the enemy recognizes and uses same patterns. So God has patterns too. God said, I got something for you, baby. Okay, listen, it's going to make sense tomorrow. I know it don't make sense right now. I know you don't understand that this is all a setup. I know you don't get it. But I'm going to show you on Sunday morning. Come Sunday morning, I'm going to pull it all together for you so that you can see for yourself. And that is why I ended up not going with my girl, because I was supposed to go with her to South Carolina. God said, nope. I want you to stay right here. I need to talk to you. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to stay. I'm tired. I don't feel like making the 3-hour trip anyway. Da, 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 da. So I laid there and I slept. And God said, I'm going to put you into a sleep that allows me to perform open heart surgery on you. I'm going to put you into a sweet sleep that allows you to be restored and renewed. And when you wake up in the morning, I got some stuff for you. I'm going to show you that you are loved and that you are amazing. First thing this morning, my sister called me. I didn't get a chance to talk to her first. So check this out. My daughter's baby daddy FaceTimed me with the baby so that she could tell me Happy Mother's Day. Now, she can't talk, but y'all, my Maddie called me. Maddie was the first person that I saw on this Mother's Day. My little heart, my baby, my boo. Listen, my Buddha, honey, was looking at me. I said, girl, you better smile at me, honey. She talked to me until she was tired, put her thumb in her mouth, rolled over, and went to sleep. But that young man right there, and I haven't always agreed with him. I don't always agree with what he does or his choices. But that young man God used. He said, Ma, I be thinking about you. Ma, it means a lot to me. Happy Mother's Day. You've been so good to me. You see, nothing that you do in the lives of others is in vain, whether they recognize it or not, acknowledge it or not. There was something that I did in that young man's life that made him care enough about me to make sure that he called me on Mother's Day, to make sure that my granddaughter was able to see me. Y'all understand? So it doesn't matter what anybody else says. Those who know. Those who feel you, feel you. And God will make sure that he sends reminders. Yesterday, I wrote a poem, spoken word, peace poem, whatever you want to call it. But baby, I said, who am I? Like, is this really who you are? If this is who you are, woman of God, let me tell you who I am. See, sometimes the streets get confused. I believe we're in a season where God is reminding us of who we are. We've forgotten. You know, in the midst of being mothers, in the midst of doing life, in the midst of being everything for everybody else, we've forgotten who we are. Sometimes he got to remind us, just like when the video came up and I had my crown on and I was singing, I'm coming out. And I said, y'all get up. Everybody get up. That's who I am. It's what I do. I live life. I enjoy it. I live it freely and I inspire others to live it freely, right? I break chains and I break shackles. It's who I am, right? I'm a motivator and an inspirer. It's who I am. This is how I show up. I speak life into people. I'm a boss. Listen, I love life. I'm about business, strategy, all that stuff. Y'all, but listen, y'all, I am a woman, honey. If you do not be confused, I'm not out here trying to be no man. I'm a whole woman, 100% woman, and feminine, and fine, and sexy, and fabulous, and anointed, and charismatic, and intelligent, and all of those things. It's complex and it's a lot, but I'm a lot, and God made me a lot for a reason. Because listen, I need to be able to give what the people need. And sometimes what you need is to be told it's okay to be fabulous. It's not that you're not enough that you're scared of. It's that you're so much that you're scared of. I don't want to be too much. I don't want to do too much. Baby, but it's in my too much that I've liberated more people than Harriet Tubman, baby. Do you hear what I'm telling you? My too muchness has told people, oh, you're not too much. Listen, you see what I do? They be like, oh, yeah, well, I don't do as much as you, Dr. V. No, you don't. So stop telling yourself that you're doing too much. Elijah, after all he had done, questioned the journey and is it going to ever end? And why is it always me? And the prophet Elijah. Y'all know Elijah. You know, they be talking about, you know, Elijah and Moses were on the mountain with Jesus. And you like, Elijah and Moses? That means he big time. Elijah, big time in the Bible. And he went in the cave and hid because Jezebel threatened to kill him after he had already killed all her prophets. He deaded them. He poured a flex on them, poured the water and everything, and then he went and hid in the cave. So you think you're immune to having times where you feel like you want to quit, like you want to stop, you want to give up, like you tired. You're not by yourself, but you can't quit. That's what we're not doing. You way too close to quit. Listen, I'm way too close to quit. Look, let me tell y'all where I am. Listen, I'm knocking on the door, getting ready to wave my hand and have the door open for me and walk through. Oh, baby, I'm going to walk through the door. Don't think that anything that I've experienced will cause me not to walk through the door. I'm walking through the door. Wave my hand, walk through the door. And I encourage you to wave your hand and walk through the door. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. I know some things didn't work. It's okay. It's okay it didn't work. I know some people are saying, well, who does he think he is? Or who does he think he is? It's okay. I know the past is trying to hold you hostage. I get it. But it's okay to break free of your past and still honor it. If I've not learned anything else in the past 2 years, what I've learned is that I can look back at my past, take the lessons, the values, and all of that, and continue to move forward. Don't think because I look back that I ain't still moving, baby, because I can look back and move forward at the same time. The Sankofa bird is a bird, and the bird's feet are facing forward, but the head is turned back. He's looking back, but he's moving forward. You always look back to learn lessons and move forward to implement them. Hey! You look back to learn lessons and move forward to implement them. The problem is when you looking back, but you ain't going nowhere. You looking back, but you standing still. You looking back, but you ain't learned nothing. You looking back, trying to hold on to what was instead of walking into what is. And we're all guilty of having done it. But today, I choose to look back, learn, and keep moving forward. Why? Because God has great destiny ahead of you. I don't care what you did. I don't care what you've been through. It doesn't disqualify you. In fact, those are the very things that God uses to qualify you. Now, I'm going to bless somebody with this one. This is free. What the enemy does is he takes the past and tries to convince you that you're not qualified because of it. But it's that very past that was your qualification. It's the thing that qualifies you. It's the thing that says, oh yeah, you can do this. It's that thing, those things that the enemy wants you to say, shh, don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody that. If you tell somebody that, they gonna judge you. If you tell them, what are the people gonna say? Y'all listen, this is a real thing. But God wants to use that thing that you don't want to tell to be the thing that's used to bless so many other people. It's not just going to free you. It's going to bless others. It's the stuff that I've gone through, right? That allows me to be able to speak to situations the way I do. All of the stuff that I went through, and I've been through a lot of stuff, right? But that's why I talk, because the enemy will not silence me. I went through all that hell for what? To just hold it? No, I'm going to use it. Listen, I pray that this word has told you and convinced you that it is time for you to get up and come out of the cave that you've hidden in. It's not over, and God's not through with you. And he wants to use the stuff that you don't want to talk about to free the people, to bless the people, to liberate the people. I don't know about y'all. I don't know about y'all. I don't know about y'all, but I'm here for it. Call me Harriet. Call me Tubman. But I came to liberate the people. I came to liberate the people in the same way my elder brother came to liberate the people, to set the captives free, heal the sick, make the lame to walk, the blind to see, the mute to speak, right? And the deaf to hear, to cause leprosy to fall away and to clear people's skin, to cause people to walk into destiny because it's their portion. I pray this word has blessed you. If this word has blessed you, put a seed in the ground. You can give a tithe and offering to Cash App $, Cash App $, Passionate Pursuit.